In western New York, the Tonawanda Seneca Nation faces an existential threat from an industrial manufacturing development currently being constructed on the border of its reservation territory.
So my name is Grandel Logan. I am a Tonawanda Seneca Snipe. I've lived here in Tonawanda pretty well my entire life.
My name is Mardell Sundown. I'm a Tonawanda Seneca, and I'm a member of the Snipe clan. Was born here. I grew up here, and I'll probably going to die here.
My name is Scott Logan. I'm a Tonawanda Seneca. Lived here on the res all my life. I'm Bear Clan, sub-chief for the Bear Clan. I'm also a faith keeper within our longhouse.
My name is Christine Abrams. I am Beaver Clan, and I'm a mother, grandmother, and aunt.
The Tonawanda Seneca are a federally recognized indigenous nation located roughly halfway between the cities of Buffalo and Rochester on a reservation that comprises a fraction of their ancestral territory. A member nation of the Haudenosaunee, the Tonawanda Seneca continue to practice their traditional form of government and maintain their cultural and spiritual ways in accordance with the Haudenosaunee Great Law of Peace. Nation citizens have long resisted efforts by New York and the United States to push them off their land. A series of fraudulent land deals reduced the nation's territory from millions of acres in the late 1700s to 7,500 acres in 1857, the year when the nation won a court victory allowing them to repurchase a tiny fraction of their reservation territory. Nation citizens view the protection of their territory as one of their highest responsibilities and prioritize their obligation to future generations in all aspects of life. And now these homelands and the Tonawanda Seneca's way of life are under threat by STAMP, a mega-industrial site currently being built by the Genesee County Economic Development Center on 1,260 acres of wetlands, forested habitat, and farmland next to the nation. Thanks to backing from powerful politicians such as Governor Kathy Hochul and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, STAMP and its two tenants have received approximately $410 million in taxpayer subsidies since 2004. Despite this massive windfall, no company is yet operating on the site. While minimal infrastructure has been built on the STAMP site, massive environmental harms have already occurred.
Though we have a 400-foot buffer, it really doesn't mean anything because it's next to the territory. It's next to Big Woods. There's really no difference in the land base. It's connected. And so our concern is that the buffer serves really no good purpose. It's really meaningless.
I think that if anything happens at the STAMP site, we will be the first people that will be affected by it. I don't like the fact that the STAMP project is in a place where it is encroaching on our territory.
The Tonawanda Seneca Nation and surrounding areas are characterized by remarkable biodiversity and high ecological quality that reflects centuries of the nation's caretaking. These areas are home to threatened and endangered species, including some of cultural significance to Tonawanda Seneca citizens.
There's a lot of rare and hard to find medicines there. A lot of people even come from other territories, native, indigenous territories in the area. They'll come to hunt, they'll come to get medicine. It's still a lot different, they still come here. So it's an extremely unique place, and I fear that it also makes it very fragile.
The Tonawanda Seneca territory lies within a unique and ecologically fragile area, in close proximity to an expansive wetlands complex and surrounded by a network of federally and state protected lands. Safeguarding this place is critical for landscape protection efforts in the Great Lakes bioregion. STAMP also threatens the health of nation citizens and their neighbors. Industrial activities at the site will contaminate the air and water and cause light and noise pollution. Increased traffic will compound these issues and raise the risk of accidents. Beyond these chronic, cumulative impacts to health and quality of life, STAMP also poses an acute risk of fire, explosion, and chemical spills.
I think the difference in the worldviews is that the people that are trying to build a STAMP site are only looking at the future in rewards in money-wise. We've been ingrained in us that we should take only what we need and not take everything. We should give thanks for the first strawberry that we see instead of taking it. That we have to take care of our land for the next 7 generations to come. Those children are gifts to us, and the land is a gift to us. We're stewards of the land. We're not going to hold on to that land forever. It's got to be there for the next 7 generations.
For Tonawanda Seneca citizens, stamp would affect all aspects of life, from customs to ceremonies to subsistence.
I think we had no choice but to start using cultural genocide because of the threat of stamp affecting our plant life, our gathering of medicines and strawberries and what we, all the gifts that we get from what's around us, the trees, the plants, the waters, everything will be affected. And if we lose just one, it's too much. The loss of that affects our way of life, meaning our ceremonies, our traditions, and so if those are affected, to me that's cultural genocide.
The Tonawanda Seneca Nation Council of Chiefs has consistently opposed the stamp project since it was first announced.
A lot of the people here were against it. We didn't want it from the very beginning. And to hear that there was times that the process wasn't being honored the way it should be, we weren't consulted as a nation on some things, it's very disheartening to think that in 2024 that still happens. It still brings up that generational trauma of colonization and manifest destiny, and we just don't want it.
Construction on the stamp site continues despite sustained opposition by the nation and its allies, a lack of tenants and infrastructure, canceled permits, and significant environmental damage. However, the site is far from fully operational, and the movement to stop stamp continues to grow. The Tonawanda Seneca Nation calls on all allies to tell Governor Kathy Hochul, no more public funds to support the stamp project. Respect Tonawanda Seneca Nation sovereignty and protect our shared environment. Stop the stamp.
We have to fight again for our lands, for the preservation of our lands, protection of our lands, just as our ancestors did in the 1850s. They did their best to protect what's here, and so we have to do the same in order to pass on to the future generation, to the faces yet unseen, and that's what is always in our foremost in our responsibility and in the responsibility of the Council of Chiefs to see that that happens. And so this fight is for them. This fight is for our children.